Hi everyone, and welcome to what used to be known as Monday Night Raw, which is now no longer known as that. This is the WWE...
Ken XT.
This is not Ken XT.
Ken
This is
XT.
not, and I'm going to give Jack one chance to give his suggestion, which is not the name of the show. But Jack, what was your suggestion?
Mine
Say
was three-way dance.
it. And the key there is
Dance.
not dance,
Dance. It's more fancy.
because you are.
I'm a
Mr.
flamboyant
Fancy.
individual. Yeah.
So, the show now is called the WWE Raw Preview and Wrestling Quiz. So we're here to do exactly just that. We'll bring up stuff from the weekend. We will talk about Raw, and we will do a quiz with these two people that watch wrestling
I mean,
and can
just-
contribute.
sorry,
in some
just
ways.
before you introduce us, I just want to bring up, while we were talking to Sam before, we had a reason why it's no longer Monday Night Ross. It's a punishment because Ross looked at your laptop and accidentally almost saw one of the answers for the quiz later on. So,
Well, you don't deserve a show, do you?
While you were gone, Kenny, I was going to load up a pornographic website for the pure banterfulness that would have ensued on your return.
would have been pretty funny, wouldn't it, though?
So, it's good to be here. It's good to be back in the comforting arms of Newcastle. And I'm joined by Jack the Jobber, the reigning cardboard delusional champion.
Correct.
Just backed up everything I said
Ever do that again.
I'm joined. What did you think of that? Talk me through your thoughts on that dance that he just did. If you're listening,
Can we call it three-way dance?
Jack just did a really weird dance thing there. How would you describe it to the people who are listening to this, not watching it? What did Jack just do?
He tried to do an Enzo Amore
It was a
sort
bit
of
Enzo.
jig, but
Right.
failed because he is too white and too northern.
Enzo is white and northern.
Yeah, but he's like American
He's
Northern.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
he's
and
like,
he has like swagger.
he's got that swag.
Speaking of... sorry.
Ross,
Kenny,
hello.
hi.
How are you this Monday?
Tired?
Tired. How was your weekend?
Exhilarating.
What was the highlight of the weekend?
Where to start? I mean, I had a pint.
So, as you can see, the banter plate is overflowing already. So let's start off with something from the
I'm
weekend.
so nourished.
I'm going to kick it off. This past weekend, Progress Wrestling held the first two qualifiers for the WWE Global Cruiserweight Series. Global Cruiserweight Series. Easy for me to say. And Jack Gallagher and Zack Sabre Jr. have now qualified. What do we think of Big Zack? He's going to be in an official WWE show now.
I'm excited for Lanky Zack. Big Zack's...
You had to call him Lanky Zack.
Sorry, it's just more lanky, isn't he? Well, he's
As opposed to...
widely regarded... Sorry, I don't know. Big Zack. He's widely regarded as maybe the best technical wrestler in the world right now. I've heard that said by quite a few people. What?
I feel like you're
Have?
like, I don't know if he is.
I don't, I'll be
But
honest.
I've heard somebody
I've not
say
seen
it.
We saw him at 5-star,
Wrestling.
and he impressed in a triple threat, I believe, with Marty Scurll and... I can't remember who the
Havoc.
other one was. Yeah, Jimmy Havoc, yeah.
Knowledge.
And he's got a lovely jacket. No. But all the hype's got to be for a reason. I know he won last year's Battle of LA at PWG.
He did.
And I just think, I'm probably going to be rooting for him because he's a Brit, isn't he? Got to, come on the boys.
And Jack Gallagher's in as well. What do you think, Ross, of Zach and Jack in the Global Cruiserweight Series?
Well, if you know me, Kenny, at all, you will know that me and Vince McMahon are one and the same.
Kindred spirits.
In that nothing outside of WWE exists.
Oh.
So you don't have... Well,
I don't have a Scooby-Doo about Zack Sabre Jr.
okay.
or your man Gallagher. Although I have seen one match involving Jr. and it was good.
Good.
He looks like he can wrestle.
Can you sum up Jack Gallagher for me, please? Because I don't really know much
Jack
about him.
Gallagher. Jack Gallagher is like a kind of old school, like he wrestles a lot of kind of World of Sport type matches,
Right.
like from the 70s, which is a bit of a slow pace. It's not hugely what I'm into when I'm watching wrestling, but I think that when he's in front of a WWE crowd or different things, I think he'll up his pace and he'll make it a bit more engaging. He adapts quite well. He's in great shape. He's a bit of a kind of plucky underdog, which I know you're a fan of. But unfortunately, he has a personality, so you might not like him, like Kalisto.
So that was catty.
But obviously, Ross, you did say that you don't. There's no world for you outside of WWE. So
Very
I'm
little.
guessing that your something from the weekend is going to have to involve WWE.
WWE. Jack Swagger. That whole scenario.
It's really weird having you do a W without the TF.
It is, isn't it? But,
Luckily, we've got people on YouTube who can do it for you.
we do. My loyal subjects. Anyway, Jack Swagger Did he or didn't he? Did he or didn't he leave WWE over the weekend? Apparently he didn't.
No, because I was at the house show
So
on
there you
Saturday night, and he had a match with Rusev, and he came out with the Scottish flag, which Scottish people don't like. Americans coming out to try and save the day. He did it in November when Wade Barrett came out and said, Scotland's rubbish. And then Jack Swagger came out and, come on, Jack. And then he came out with a flag. And he was against Rusev, my bae.
Everyone loves Rusev.
And Rusev had a flag with his face on it. You can't compete with that. You can't compete with the Bulgarian brute. You can't compete with a man of
you're
that.
Big E or Kevin Owens, in my eyes, then you can't.
You do like a fuller figured man, don't you?
Horses for courses.
And Badi Baba. So, Swagger wrestled Rusev, and then after the match, we noticed on Twitter that he had put a tweet out with a picture of Glasgow saying, "Best job I ever had, last day," which I think a lot of people thought maybe meant he was leaving. I know you had tweeted something out as well.
I just tweeted and went, ooh.
Because you were watching the snooker at the time, right?
Yeah. I love a bit of snooker.
Rocking Saturday night. And but then Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet reported, according to one of his sources, that Jack is not leaving. But what did you think when you heard that he was potentially leaving the WWE? Were you sad? Were you going to have a void of the swags?
It's about time, isn't it, really? What's he done, since the old Real Americans split up, really? I never got on board of that feud with Del Rio.
Not even with Big Zeb in the wheelchair?
Nah.
Or the scooter?
No.
Do you remember when they had that chairs match?
They did have a chair.
And I went crazy on Twitter because halfway through the match I realised Zeb's wheelchair. That's going to come into play at some point. And I was convinced he was just going to run down Swagger and it would have been amazing. He didn't. Nothing happened. How can they not have seen that?
Was it Gaydar that Zeb confused as a social media thing?
Grinder.
Grinder.
Gaydar?
Gaydar, Grinder. One and the same, aren't they?
I love that you looked to me for clarification on this subject.
You give off certain vibes, Ken.
Listen, we only spooned once, but it was magical. Well, whether Zeb Coulter is on Grindr or not, I think Jack Swagger is kind of... I mean, he did kind of muck it up for himself in 2013 when he had the arrest and he was caught, I think he was caught with weed and stuff, wasn't he? Like he was caught with drugs or something.
It was something like that, yeah.
And that was kind of enough. But I think when in 2014 and 2015 when he was brought in as kind of the patriot against Rusev and Del Rio, people really got behind him. They liked him, but ultimately I think he's just kind of been...
He's very bland, isn't he? He's a good wrestler, I can give him that. But
he's just been jobbed out a bit too
bland,
much now.
yeah.
Like, he's just
nothing anymore, is he?
He seems like a nice guy.
What could he do if he did go, though? Where would he go?
TNA.
100%. But how long are they going to be around for now?
6 months.
And he's not really like a Ring of Honor styly guy, is he?
No, I couldn't see Ring of Honor. I mean, but then maybe he could surprise us and go to Japan. He does work.
He'd look
a
huge over
relatively
there.
stiff style.
He'd look huge over there as well because you forget how big Swagger is. He's really tall as well.
Yeah, and he's an amateur wrestler, collegiate and all that, so he has the credentials, I guess, to do that if he wanted to. I'm just trying to figure out what age that Jack Swagger is, just to see in terms of...
Should we guess?
Would he have time to go away and come back? So yeah, why don't you guys guess while I look it up here?
33.
I was 34.
One of you is right.
Oh,
It'll be Jack because I get screwed every week.
Ross screwed Ross.
You say 34,
Yeah.
you say 33. The answer's 34.
Damn.
So, Jack, you're something from the weekend to finish us off on, or something from the weekend.
Mine is regarding Finn Balor, our lad Fergal.
Or as some people incorrectly call him, Finn Balor.
Yeah, Balor.
Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Troy McClure.
Balor. Hi, I'm Finn Balor. We all know now that he lost the NXT Championship on a house show, which was really surprising.
Exciting.
And then immediately was caught leaving the arena and shouted to a group of fans, "I see you on Monday." And everyone went, "Whoa!" Kevin Owens tweeted him saying, "Welcome aboard" and stuff. "I'll see you soon." That was it.
Yeah.
And welcome aboard. You're
All aboard.
and then since then he's come out and he said at another house show that he's staying on NXT.
Do you think it's possible that Finn Balor
He's just a massive tease, isn't
has
he?
just been a big tease?
Just a bit, as per usual with Finn. He's always a big tease, isn't he?
What does your gut tell you for tonight on Raw? Is Finn Balor going to turn up or not?
In a way, I think there'll be a video, a mysterious blackout or something like that. I don't think he'll turn up in person, but I think to hype him for payback, so everyone knows he's going to turn up for payback.
We hope.
Well, we hope. But
That's the way it's going, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
The way
yeah.
AJ is not happy with Gallows and Anderson. It's obviously going to end up into a scuffle for who wants the leadership of
Bullet Club.
Bullet Club.
I don't think he'll turn up tonight. No.
No, I don't think he'll turn up tonight. I think he will be at Payback, and I think that Balor Club, which is assume what they're going to call them, are going to cost AJ the championship.
Yeah.
And that will be the beginning of what's going to happen. I guess that kind of takes us into Raw, the Raw preview. China obviously passed away last week, and it was really sad. And do you think that WWE are going to reference her death on Raw?
I think it'll be the same as Blackjack Mulligan a couple of weeks ago, just the old date of death and whatnot at the start of the show on a black background.
I think it might be slightly more, because
I think it's going to be more.
like at first when it immediately happened, I thought no, it'll just be the same as the recent deaths we've had. Now, there's been such an outpouring from the wrestling community, from like people in WWE, outside of WWE. Stephanie and Triple H, that was big when they tweeted their opinions.
Oh, and WWE are hot on social media, as we all know now.
Yeah. Well, it also
I
got,
think
it
there'll
also
be
got,
slightly more.
it also got covered in a big amount of outlets, like UK newspapers were reporting on it, Fox Sports.
I mean,
Like it's a big. It almost feels like it's too big for them to not bring it up and maybe do it. Because the thing about China, and I know that you guys probably were a little bit too young, all joking aside, to really like be there when she was debuting.
when I
and-
first remember her, she was with Eddie. That's the
Okay.
sort of time frame that I
But she was a bigger deal than JBL has ever been
right.
in terms of moving numbers, selling merch, or Playboy magazines, or obviously JBL didn't do Playboy, thank God. But
Playgirl?
Shawn
that's
Michaels?
Shawn Michaels' job, isn't it? But she was a huge star, and she moved numbers. She got Triple H over, regardless of what anyone thinks. She did. It feels like they have to do something for her. But how do you guys feel about the whole Stephanie and Triple H tweeting out about it? Is that good that they showed something, or would you have rather just stay quiet?
Damned if they do, damned if they don't, weren't they?
But what do you think there's a sincerity there from Stephanie, or do you feel like it's more just a sort of corporate thing?
You have to ask her. I couldn't say.
I think there's a
It's
sincerity.
just, yeah, it's a hard one to judge.
I can't blame Stephanie for what she said. She had to, kind of. I think there's more of a sincerity from Triple H, because he didn't just tweet what he tweeted. He then went on and did an interview with The Mirror, I think, while he was over here. And he said, yeah, she should definitely be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. What's interesting is Stephanie did a media interview about a couple of months ago, and one of the things she said was that philanthropy and charity are keys to growing your brand, which was essentially a roundabout way of saying us doing charity and making it like we care about stuff makes us bigger and better. So there's I don't want to cast aspersions, but
We have to remember.
they threw China away like a sack of potatoes in 2001. They've never looked at her since. They've never tried to help her. They've never taken her phone calls. They've never brought her back. They've never done anything with her. And now that she's died, for me, it's a bit like, well, now you're okay to talk about her.
What can they do, though? Are you saying they should have been better previously?
Yeah,
Right.
I think they should be. I think a lot of people are saying, she's damned. They're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. But I think you should still be able to have the conversation that, well, yeah, but they were crap to her when she was alive.
Yeah.
And that's not changed. Like she just wanted to go in the Hall of Fame. She's now going to get it because she's no longer here and they can do that. But it just strikes me as this kind of uncomfortable feeling of they like never mentioned her and kind of wrote her out of history. And as soon as she dies, she's one of the pioneers. But you've never heard.
Is that not a cop-out term? Pioneer.
Yeah.
Rather than legend or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a more accurate one, though. With the whole women's wrestling thing coming around, it's a more relevant one, at least.
It's true. But yeah, so it'll be interesting, I guess, to see what they do with China. And obviously, if you've not heard our WrestleCulture podcast that Adam and I did on China, you can go back and listen to that or watch that. Anything else, Jack, that you are expecting on Raw or looking forward to? Gallows and Anderson debut in the ring tonight?
I'm interested to hear what the theme music's going to be.
Same.
Theme
music-
get it right.
Theme music's a big part of it.
I'm interested to see what the ring gear is going to look like, because they've just worn the same T-shirt for the past 3 weeks now.
Maybe they'll just wear kind of what they wore
Mingers.
in New Japan.
Yeah, but that involved Bullet Club merch on the way down the ring and stuff, didn't it?
You know, but Gallows.
Do you think he'll have the
Gallows,
face paint?
Gallows pretty much wore what he wore when he was in the Straight Edge Society.
Mm.
Well, they wore all sorts, didn't they? I've seen pictures of them in short tights, long tights, singlets, all
There's a
sorts.
plethora to choose from.
Yeah.
So, guys, I don't know if you're aware, but we have a new magazine, a brand new sort of quarterly magazine that we're going to be
Right.
bringing out. It's 140 pages. We've got columns from guys like Shane Douglas, Jim Cornette's in there. I've got an interview with Scott Steiner. You're in there, Jack, and it's
Original
available.
artwork.
Original artwork, all
Lovely.
for just £10.
Amazing.
You cannot get better than that, can
Can't.
you?
That was marvelous. That. We'll just briefly mention the concept of it as well,
It's a
because
magazine.
it's about. Well, the main feature is the 100 best matches of all time.
And a career retrospective of Daniel Bryan.
Oh yeah, it's a double. Oh, there's just so much, guys. There's just so much.
Well, if Jack the Jobber has not sold you on it, then I don't know what has. But it's now time for the quiz.
Oh,
And it's a quiz on women's wrestling.
you nearly broke Twitter when you announced that this morning. Fans were just writing in like, Jack and Ross, what are you going to do, lads? We know you know nothing about men's wrestling.
Now, last week, obviously, Jack, you were victorious.
Controversial circumstances, but I was.
Do you remember your score?
5-4, 3-2, 3-2, 4-3. No, don't remember my score. No, do you?
No, I don't remember.
There is
I,
a,
remem-
I was
a
one-
distance of one.
I was
I
one
remember
ahead.
that you won by 1.
Yeah.
I
that's-
think it was
2-1.
No, I think it was
Nah,
3-2.
it was
3-2.
I think it was
Oh,
3-2.
Give us some credit.
Okay, we'll go with 3-2. And I will be more prepared next week and get the proper. But it
It might have been 4-3, you know.
was that much?
I know we both got picked up as it went.
Okay, we'll say 4-3.
Yes.
We'll say 4-3. It doesn't really matter because still Jack's up by a point. But I feel like what we need to do this week is let you go first. Because the big complaint that you had
really?
last week was that you felt that you were
No, I knew.
screwed because you didn't get to go first.
I was screwed.
So you are going to go first this
Those
week.
BX. Whoa.
So the way it's going to work is I have got questions that they're only from the last 18 months.
Oh,
Because I want to appeal to these guys' time frame of knowledge. Because we've tried the 2000s, we've tried the 90s, and it's not been a big success. I think you agree.
it's very patronising, that.
It's very true.
It's a good job we're not wrestling historians.
It's good.
We're writers about the current product, which is what we are.
We're going to find that out. So we're going to have 2 rounds, 2 questions per round. First round is going to be on the WWE main roster of female performers. And then the second round is going to be on NXT, that plucky little promotion that could, down in Orlando. And then we do have 1 theme tune each
Yes.
of the
I thought it was going
ladies.
to be 2. You've let me down, Kenny.
I felt like it would. I feel it every time we get to the theme tune round. I'm kind of
It's the
exhausted.
best part.
I'm kind of exhausted by that point because it's a lot of.
Can
wrong
I just
answers to
say-
get through, yeah?
That I'm devastated that you've made it the last 18 months or so. Because when I found out, I learned the winner of every Diva search.
Okay. Well, before we start, because there's nothing to hear about the Diva
As if
search.
you
So,
revised for this quiz.
so what I'm going
I
to
was
do
really good at school. I was probably
is
not
I'm
smart.
going to, while you're here, and Ross is outraged that you did research, I'm going to pull up the winners of the Diva search.
Would you like me to recite it?
And you can recite the winners. I'm going to have King Ross here as my co-decider.
Oh, I'm gonna get it right.
adjudicator. So,
There's only about 5 to remember.
Is there now?
is there? So, the first Diva search was in 2003.
Hmm.
So, we want to have your winners for every year, please.
2003 was Jamie Kwepke.
That is correct.
Thank you.
We'll give you that.
Don't have a clue who she is, but yeah.
Okay, 2004.
Christy Hemme of TNA. Recently left, actually. Christy Hemme.
Mm-hmm.
5 is Ashley Mazzaro.
Mm-hmm.
6 is Layla.
Mm-hmm.
And 7 is Eve Torres. No, you said Eva Marie there. Eve Torres.
Wow.
Who wouldn't you know it? It's almost like I learned it this morning.
That is impressive.
A small portion of your portion of your brain taken up by useless information.
Yeah.
What have you learned for today, Ross?
Nothing. This doesn't matter to me. I'll be here next week and the week after. Nothing will have changed.
Nothing much. I love that you went from I'm going to get fired to it's
I've
fine.
realised I'm not a wrestling historian, Kenny. I'm a content producer on the current WWE product.
Well, that's what we're going
And
to
that
talk
has
about.
filled me with confidence
We're
until
gonna-
today.
We're going to talk about the current WWE product.
Nice.
Here we go. You are up first. 30 seconds are going to go on the clock, and we're going to go for it. Okay?
We
Are you ready?
Yeah,
Are you willing?
I'm Gable as well.
Good, you got the joke. Okay, the question is, what was the original name for Team PCB that was scrapped after 1 week?
The submission suavity.
With 3 seconds. That is correct. You've got the answer right.
We're here.
We're now at 4-4. Submission sorority was the answer. And the reason for that
Sorority.
being scrapped was
It's a sexual.
it's a pornographic thing. So if you Google it, you get to see lady parts. Jack, it is your turn. Here we go. Which team faced the Bella Twins at WrestleMania 31?
I believe that was Paige and AJ Lee.
With 5 seconds. That is absolutely correct,
Yeah.
Jack. It is now 5-4. We're on a roll here. I don't think there's ever been
We're
one.
flying.
This is unbelievable. This.
Both got the first
Those
question
6
correct.
tiebreakers are going to come in handy this week.
Question number 2. Ross. Which woman was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2015, the night before WrestleMania 31, for her contributions to WWE and WCW?
Alundra Blaze / Medusa.
It is correct. Well done.
Thanks.
It is
Thanks a
now
lot.
5-all.
Rattling through this.
All to play for here.
Just remember that content produces on the current WWE product.
I mean, I'd like to raise the point that perhaps having a bit of historical knowledge would help us out a little bit, but, you know.
It's not like there's the internet or anything to find things out, is there?
Jack.
Hello.
Tamina,
Oh.
who you're a big fan of, has been the... What's that snigger for?
Just, I'm just terrified of it. After what I said, and it was only for, it was just a cruel joke for the laughs, and it's
Oh,
what,
come on,
and you know what it
good
is?
lad.
I feel like that single joke's responsible for where I am now. I'd still be like, I'll be on the streets by this point if I hadn't made that horrible joke about Tamina.
Well, here we go. Tamina. Now, this one is a little bit before last year, but I feel that you can handle it, especially after, you know, all your Diva Search knowledge. Tamina has been the bodyguard for both AJ Lee and Naomi, but who did she first manage when she debuted on the main roster?
All right, I don't know it, but I'm gonna have to guess on.
If you think about it, you could get there. Logical steps.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming she's Jimmy Snooker's daughter. Is that the first step? I'm lost. I'm
You've
lost.
still got 20 seconds, so just talk through what you're thinking, and then
Oh, Tamatonga. Sim Snook. No, he wasn't even around.
I feel that you just gave me an answer, so I have to sadly stop you. Tamatonga, who has not wrestled in WWE,
Wait, am I thinking of his brother? I'm thinking of his brother.
you're thinking of
I'm thinking of Sim
Manu,
Snooker. Oh,
which is also
Or
incorrect.
Domino.
oh, that's all right then.
The correct answer was the Usos. She debuted with the Usos, who are her cousins. There we go. So,
So we're tied up still.
what's happened is we're still in 5-5. You have regained, and you're
I'm
now
on the march.
you're on the march.
Nothing
Here we
can
go.
stop me now.
We're going to move on to NXT.
That's where we
KNXT.
stop.
Okay, here we go. Round 2 NXT. Ross, your question is as follows. Sasha Banks lost the NXT Women's Championship to Bayley at TakeOver Brooklyn last August. But who did she defeat on the previous TakeOver special in May?
Becky Lynch.
Correct. 6-5 to Ross. Jack,
Feeling nervous now.
now the pressure's on.
Yeah.
You came into this in the lead. You're still equal if you get this one right, okay?
Okay.
Here is your question. What was the Women's Championship match at the NXT live event during WrestleMania weekend last year in 2015? It wasn't a takeover, it was a live event in San Jose. What was the Women's Championship match? You have 30 seconds.
God. Right. Okay. Paige versus. Charlotte.
So the defending champion was Charlotte. You're correct. And the sad thing about this is your first question in this game was who the Bella Twins faced at WrestleMania 31, which was AJ Lee and Paige. Charlotte's
Yeah,
opponent
they could have
last
done double
year
duty. She could have
was
booked
Sasha Banks.
Ah.
And that was the match that Shawn Michaels told the guys backstage, you need to follow that. And they didn't. So, it is currently 6-5 to Ross. So, we have one more question in the NXT round. and then we can move on to theme tunes. Here it is, Ross. What was Asuka's name in Japan?
Oh, good lord.
I know it. He knows it as well. If I'd been first,
Nothing exists outside WWE. Nothing.
can I steal?
It's too. I don't know, Kenny. I'm just gonna be horribly racist if I suggest something.
It's not even.
Do you want to try?
not even-
Just for my personal amusement, do you want to
No,
try?
because lawsuits will be hard.
I really don't think we
I
should
know
do
it's
that.
2 names, I think.
Well, it's not.
It's not.
It's one name.
Can I say it? Can I just go ahead?
Are you going to give it a go?
I
No, yes.
don't even want to try.
It's Kana, isn't it?
It is Kana. So here's where we are, Jack. You now have the chance to get back and equalise
Yeah.
against King Ross. Here is your question. Think about the question while I read it out, okay? Which Scottish female wrestler appeared on NXT television late last year as an enhancement talent against Nia Jax?
Scottish female wrestler.
Man.
Does he know it?
Do you know it?
I know.
Scottish female wrestler.
We have wrestlers in
Don't,
Scotland.
no clues this week, Kenny.
I'm just saying we have wrestlers in
I
Scotland.
think-
Sick of you giving answers away via clues. Twice it's happened now.
Oh, no. Oh,
You have 10 seconds.
what's she called?
Push
What's she
for
called?
answer.
Oh, what's she called again?
4,
Is it
3,
Courtney or Kimberly
2,
or something?
1.
Oh,
Your time is up,
Courtney.
and I feel bad
Courtney.
because
Kimberly. Courtney.
you were so close.
What is it?
What was the answer, Ross?
Kaylee Ray.
It was Kaylee Ray.
I wouldn't have got it, in fairness. I wouldn't have got it.
It was Kaylee Ray. So, it is still 6-5.
Yeah.
But there's one round left that you have the chance to steal it.
Mm.
Here we go. Ross, you're first. I'm going to give you some lyrics.
Are we getting a time frame on this or not?
I'm
We're
gonna
just
give
going
you,
dive straight in.
I'll give you 30 seconds. I'm not,
I
I'm
mean,
not,
like,
I'm not
when
an animal.
When the music was from.
Both of these people are currently on the WWE roster.
Oh.
I did try to find the lyrics to the Fabulous Miller's theme tune, but I couldn't.
Thing is, if he gets this one right, then he's won this week.
Yeah.
But I can narrow the gap for next week. I
Exactly.
say, right, okay.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
It
some
is.
would say.
Okay, here are your words of wisdom, okay? It starts when I dream of it all night. All night. The rush, it comes over me.
Oh, the rush it comes.
First thing when I see daylight. I know who I have to be.
Oh, he knows it.
Your time is
Talk to me. Summer Ray.
Summy Ray.
Summy Ray.
It's call to me, isn't it?
Talk to me.
Call to me.
Call to me.
It's called to me. And
Are you going to give him that?
It is Summer
Are
Ray.
you going to
though.
give him that?
It's Summer Ray.
It's call to me. You got the title blatantly wrong.
I've always said you either need to give me the name
Oh,
of
yeah,
the song
you have,
or
yeah,
the
you
name
have,
of the
yeah, you have,
person's
yeah, you have.
song it is.
All right.
Summer Ray is correct. It is 7-5.
It's like The Simpsons. This things I believe. Have you seen that episode?
Yes.
What an anthem that is, by the way.
Call to me.
Not when you do it though.
I've got.
Good
I'm
old
a
Sammy Ray.
low-key good
Summy
singer.
Ray.
Sammy Ray. Johnny,
Okay, here is the.
I got a bit too excited.
I've got it.
So we don't have any tiebreakers this week, so I can use them.
I just need
next
to.
week. This is
get
you to
back-
narrow the
yeah,
gap.
yeah.
You can get it up to 7-6.
All
Okay,
right.
here we go. I'm gonna say this to you, and I dread it because you're probably gonna laugh midway through. Here we go. They sweat like a sweater,
Oh, it's
and
awful.
a taller.
I've got absolutely no idea.
Elegant for some, ready for a drama zero.
A drama zero.
Karma zone, it's all in the bank zone.
No, it can't be. It can't be.
I'll do it one more time.
Oh, no.
They sweat like a sweater, and a taller. Elegant for some, ready for a drama zero. Karma zone, it's all in the bank zone.
See, that bank thing's misleading me because I think it's Sasha Banks, but it's probably not. So I guess
You have 30 seconds, just...
it sounds a bit heelish, doesn't it? Is it? Oh.
10 seconds left.
I'm thinking it's either Nikki Bella or Paige. It might not be even any of them. I'll go Paige.
You go for Paige. The answer is Stephanie McMahon.
Oh, Queendom.
The
Oh.
world's
Queendom.
worst wrestling theme today.
No, that's a good one. That one.
So sadly, 7-5 is the
Happily.
final score. Well, sadly for Jack.
You looked at him when you said it.
No, I was trying to do both, but it didn't work. So
Screw confirmed.
7-5. What if it was a screw? You wouldn't be winning 7-5. Ross, you have, for the first time in this quiz, which has been like 7 weeks, 7 times we've done it. You've proven that you have wrestling knowledge. How do you feel,
Verified.
I also feel,
Jack?
yeah, I feel like I've proven myself a little bit more now as well.
Content producer on the current WWE product. Just remember that, Kenny. Not
It's a
wrestling.
very short-sighted thing to say.
Yeah, but I'm a short-sighted guy.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
All right.
So for more trash talk, come back to us next week from Jack and Ross. Ross, where can people find you on Twitter? I'm sure they know, but
At Ross on Wrestling. But I was deliberating getting a new Twitter handle over the weekend.
yeah, I saw that.
So watch this space, because I'm sure you're all very interested.
Jack,
At Jack_the jobber.
jobber with 2 B's.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. You can get me at KennyMC1985. We'll be back tomorrow. Well, Jack and I will be back. We'll be back on Wednesday with James Dixon for questions you most want answered.
Yeah.
I'll be back tomorrow with David for the Raw reaction. WrestleCulture will be back later this week. And let's not forget, this week on WhatCulture, 25 minutes with the boss, Sasha Banks.
How did you last that long?
How did she last that long? So Sasha will be here with me in audio format. Sadly, my video camera didn't work.
Oh.
It's not that it didn't work. I wasn't allowed to use it. But yeah, so we'll be back with Sasha and all of us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Enjoy Monday Night Raw and watch a China match in the network. Well, not a match. She wasn't a really good wrestler. So watch a promo or like a clip.
She was strong.
Strong. Watch China.
Don't.